Now, I need to talk about the reason behind bullying, right? Now, some think it might be something as simple as someone else was bullied and they became a bully themselves, right? And that might be true to a point, right? Some people can do that either way. But that's still something else going on, right? That the bully don't want you to know is the problem. And I think it has to do with sexuality, right? Now, some people, if they're in a bad situation at the house, right? Like their dad is bullying them, sometimes they'll bully other kids at school or things like that in retaliation, right? Those types of bully hopefully can grow out of it. The problem is that those types of bullies is bullies who bully you when you're an adult, right? And they never seem to grow out of it. For 12 years, almost every day, someone has been bullying me that while I was asleep, my stepdaughter woke me up and we interacted somehow sexually, right? So I made up a story to explain I would know what to do in that situation anyway, so you need to shut up about it, right? You weren't there, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Now, I told two different scenarios based upon common sense and logic of what a person could have done in that situation either way. In one, the child came in there to me to wake me up for some reason. And when I woke up, she was right there in my face. And I sat up and asked her who showed her that and then told her mom, right? Something simple like that, right? In the second story, I went a little bit out there, right? Saying instead of that, I went over to her and then undressed her and all kinds of crazy shit ensued, right? But I still didn't breach any sexual contact with the child either. I simulated certain behaviors, right? But I didn't go past any real sexual things like masturbation or anything like that, even if I undressed too, right? That's more like along the lines of taking a bath with someone, right? Or undressing, not thinking clearly, but then coming to your senses late at night, right? Because you're a little distracted at first, right? Those are different ideas there, but it's still not to have sex with the child. It's because you're confused about what's going on because of the time of night itself, right? There too, right? Now, most of us, when we wake up, we're a little groggy anyway, and we normally, dress or undress and things like that, right? So if I'm not sure what the hell's going on, and I'm thinking abstractly at first, even if I undress her or myself, because I'm thinking maybe we should get a shower or a bath or whatever was going on, right? Because I don't even know what time of night it is yet, right? Or things like that. I'm not thinking rationally at first, right? Anyway, if I was to do something like that. That's still on the hypothetical side, but it's to explain how I made up the story anyway, too. So if it's a story, I got to explain what I'm saying here in the whole context of this brief description I gave him from the beginning and why I said all that, right? Now, if I can explain it as part of the story and why I made it up and how, it's still the story, right? It's not real. The more logical would be the first one anyway, that she came in there and just simply woke me up for some reason, right? But the other one would be a little bit outrageous and crazy, right? But anyway, and if she's still were to say grandma, right, that would be real weird. Because you're talking about a lot of activity between me and her, and then her relating to her grandma, right? Still. So, like I said, in any scenario, even if I was to lay there and waved her over to me, and she came over there with me and then put her down in my face, right? Either way, that's not something she's supposed to do, right? Either. To a point, right? You're supposed to know, if someone's sleeping on the couch this late at night, unless you want something, right? You're not supposed to wake them up. And I might have sat there a few seconds myself before I actually asked her who showed her that, right? To see if she wanted it something or something like that too, right? That's just normal possibilities that could have happened in a situation like that. Either way. So like I said, those are three possible situations you could have done in that situation, but they're still hypothetical, right? Only Daphne, the woman involved, the my then wife, can say, okay, that happened, Shane, or it never happened, Shane, right? Which is on her, right? Not me. I'm not even remembering this, right? It's not a memory, it's a made up story, right? And how you know that is the child's being the aggressor, even let me undress her to a point and stick my head between her legs and simulate licking her one time, but then also let me undress in front of her, right? Little things like that too, and I'm trying to figure out the possibilities of this to tell you an interesting story to mess with your minds about it anyway. Or either way. Now, the point is just to mess with his mind, right? It's not that it really happened. And it's just a common possibility anyone can do that late at night, not thinking clearly at first, right? It's just sort of logical you might could do those two things and it not even be a crime, right? Either. Until what? Unless what? Someone overprotective of his daughter wanting to insinuate she would actually do that when she wouldn't. Would be the problem anyway. Stop her! You think it's you? You think you're an overprotective dad? I do. And an asshole of a dad too, right? To insinuate your little 4-year-old daughter would do that with me, right? You're putting it not only on me, but Daphne too, that she wouldn't prep her for that either. Okay. But I say if she were to, still, why would she, Sal? The door. Why would she come in there to me at all, and how would you know? Right. Coaching. On your part, asshole. See, the child does not know what sex even is. She wasn't with me first, you first, dumbass. And who would make her say grandma? You. Not Daphne, not me. You! Salvador Blissetti! Asshole of the year! Bully of the century! I know. Dickhead with no brain! You and your crazy girlfriend put her up to it. It's the only logical explanation, right? And what you did with her, I don't even want to know, right? If she even did or to do that with me, right? But what she did with me wouldn't be the same as what she would do with you, because she's still a child and would be in her infancy stage, right? See what I mean? Right. A child doesn't think sexually like you do anyway. She might just, like I said, simply wake me up, or if I was to interact with her, because you coached her to do it, all I would do is undress her anyway. Those are just two possibilities I might could do, right? Or she might could do, right? There's no proof she did it. Is there, Sal? But whoever's insisting she did it is the problem, right? For 23 years. And growing. See, the longer you insist that happened when you're not an eyewitness to it, means what? You wanted it to happen either way. Only someone sick would want that to happen to his 4-year-old daughter anyway. You're sicker than the person you wanted to be a pedophile sleeping on the couch, right? You're sicker than normal pedophiles too, right? Because you're trying to entrap not only me, but your ex-girlfriend who you got pregnant with to have the child anyway, right? You and Daphne never married or anything. She was just a fling to you. And then you obviously dumped her like the asshole you are when you were done with her, right? And I had to pick up the pieces in a way, and that's why it didn't work out with me and her either, because of how you treated her, right? You know that, right? Right. So again. Now, who would even put Daphne up to doing that, right? Or try and get her to do that? Not me. I was sleeping on the couch for a reason. And no one I know of would. And at least, no one the child had contact with before you or the grandma or Daphne herself when she rode down with her from Arkansas, right? But y'all had contact with her first, not me. Right? Grandma for 2 to 3 years, then Daphne on the way from Arkansas to Virginia, and then you. Then, finally, I was the fourth person, right? That if she came in there to me between Thursday to Monday before I could move back to base, yeah, okay, if she came in there to me, sure, I'm sleeping on the couch. Because the wife left me stranded in Tennessee and I'm not quite trusting her. I'm giving her a chance to either invite me back to the bedroom and put the child in the other room like we were planning to do, and she didn't, right? And things like that too, right? Now, to me, that's called a deal breaker when you leave someone stranded in another state anyway. And my job isn't to make sure your daughter is safe, but that I'm safe, right? So I'm sleeping on a one sleeping couch where no one can approach me unless they wake me up. Like, I'm insinuating your daughter might do that. Either way. In 2 different possible scenarios. Including the third where if I did wake up and I waved her over to me or something like that too, right? I don't know. These are just hypotheses, right? Because someone keeps insisting I did something with her when I couldn't have. Right? No matter who it is, they're the ones going outrageous and crazy, and really, like Sheena told me, overboard. Now, I don't know why she told me I was going overboard, but to this day still, right? Because all I was doing was sending her letters Bible studies from Christian Fellowship Church, writing her nicely, talking about marrying her somewhere, and stuff like that, in case I got her pregnant, in some of my letters, right? I wasn't talking down to her because I was trying to make the relationship work, right? Now, the only ones who could have interfered in it were my shipmates, right? Who get my mail first. I don't know how it is on Sheena's ship. If she got her mail from her division, like I did, Sheena, do you get your mail from someone else, like I do on my ship, and they hand it out to you? Like everyone probably does in the Navy. You have what's called a mail person to go get the mail, right? One person in the division, and they distribute it to everyone, right? Now, if they had the letters first, Sheena, could they have written you in my stead? More than likely they did, right? Because I don't even know what you're talking about to this day, right? What do you mean I went overboard? What am I saying that's so crazy, right? All I did was tell you about my dream, growing up in Georgia, stuff like that. My singing and stuff like that, how I learned to sing, and normal things you're supposed to tell your new girlfriend, right? And I didn't tell you anything other than that, and then I sent you Bible studies from Christian Fellowship Church, and other than that, I don't know what I could have done anything wrong. And that's the point there too. But usually the reason someone's a bully to you is their own sexuality too. They're feeling attracted to you in a way they're uncomfortable with, right? And they're afraid you'll reject them or something like that too, right? And that's why I'm teaching on different subjects, including dating and rejection and things like that, right? No one can get everything you want, silly. Or you're a spoiled brat to begin with, right? That's the point there too, right? Anyway, that's why I think they do it. They have an underlying attraction to you, but they're worried you're heterosexual, and they're afraid if they make a move on you, right, that you'll call them gay, right? Well, that's the only reason I can think of why they started saying I was gay, right? Though I never had anal sex with anyone to this day, and ain't sticked it in my penis in anyone's butt to this day either, not even the females, right? So I'm not really into that. really at all. I like the vagina, period, right? No matter the tightness sometimes too, right? Because, the loosest was Rose. The tightest, I think, was between Mary Bell and the woman I was with at the convenience store in Garden City on Main Street, around the railroad tracks and things like that. And again, Mary Bell and her were the tightest, and the rest of them were sort of average, right? The Rose was the, biggest, or the loosest for me, right? I forgot her last name, but she was African American, not Caucasian, like Rose McGowan, right? But these are just common names we can all be given, right? Now, so it's Harvey, but ours was Hodges, not Weinstein, right? There was a senior and a junior too, right? So again, I'm just sort of messing with you about people I know, right? Now, no one's supposed to molest anyone, not Uncle Harvey or at all. Not even if you think me and her want sex, right? That's just rotten to the core, right? And that's putting the temptation in me and his stepdaughter that we shouldn't have even had, right? to deal with. And we never had sex. Even if I was sort of tempted to, I know better. You don't force it into someone who's not compliant, right? If they're asleep, you don't even really go to any point where you're inside her, right? Maybe a little on the outside, as long as you are just a little curious, but then you stop if it won't go in, right? You can tell if she's responding to you or not, right? In situations like that, right? But if she's not, you don't try and force it in either. You stop. See what I mean? You have to toe the line there, right? And that's not to sexualize any contact between me and her either. That could have happened, right? That's the point. It might could have happened, it might couldn't have. But the point is, we did have a few sleepovers, but again, we never went sexual with it, right? See, that's the point, right? Anyone can, at that age, be tempted by anyone, right? If you don't quite understand all the rules yet, right? But you have to also put those feelings behind you, right? And know not to do that, right? You gotta fight it off, right? Now, that's the whole point there too, right? And telling you about my cousins and things like that, and friends I grew up around, and girls I actually met at the river and went to the dances with and so danced with, and I got boners with them too, right? Now maybe that's why they didn't want to dance with me further, I don't know. But again, and I even had to do that with Susan, right? One of the more unattractive girls I was around too, but she was still a girl, right? But again, I didn't force her either. I'm not a rapist. I'm trying to wait for one female, the right female, because I know anyone can fuck you too, right? But we don't even know who that is anymore, so I'm not even worried about sex with anyone, period, male or female, or true hermaphrodite, because I found out about them too, right? So, whatever. But anyway. So, I think that's some of the reasons people might bully people is they're afraid of rejection, right? They know if they come out and are male, or even a female who has a couple of kids, that you don't want a couple of kids with your female, right? You want someone only with you, right? From her virginity, right? That's what we're told to find. One female from her virginity you can marry. The others you're to stay away from because they're married, right? That's what everyone tells you. I know. If you don't hear that, you're a bad Christian female, and that's why I can't marry you, because you married another man. The law says, as long as that person is alive, I can't touch you, right? I'm not supposed to be with you, right? Nor you me. So if you're tricking me and lying to me about something, but I'm telling the truth, it's not the same, is it, Maribel? Someone's lying to someone, but I ain't lying to you, right? Now, if you're in a bad marriage and you're wanting to divorce the guy and he won't let you, I understand that your problem there too. All right. But after 17 and a half months of trying to be with you only and then meeting Michelle, yeah, I cheated on you finally, right? Gave up. Because you didn't love me, you were up someone else's ass, you were living with Steve or something, and probably lying to me about there even being a Bart. What do I know? But the problem is, you, Maribel, not me. You were in a bad situation. I was your sidecock. You were my, breakup chick, right? After Daphne. Who didn't really want to be with me, right? But I knew that too, and it was fucking me in spite of it, right? Whether you were still with him or not, right? I don't know. But that gets old too. After 17 and a half months of me telling you, you're not acting like you're happy here, right? With me or him, right? You need to make up your mind or I'm going to break up with you myself, right? Because I'll put up with it to a point, right? But after a while, I'll just think you're using me for sex and break up with you too, right? There's no love there between someone just fucking you, Maribel, like you or me, right? And you know I'm a Christian. And if you somehow got pregnant in the month of September, and I was the last one you were with, fine. It could be mine, right? But only you know that, and you're not acting right? You're acting like you know he's not mine. Well, who were you with to know that? Miles or someone else, right? Or were you with Steve still more than me? I don't know. I'm not with you 24/7. No one is. I know. And you can only ask people questions. Are you having sex with Steve? Are you having sex with Bart or Miles, right? 3 men I knew were in your life, right? Or you told me anyway, right? I even asked you about your stepdad or any other man, right? In any way, shape, or form, right? So you couldn't weasel out of it with your Filipino antics and pretend that you didn't know what I was talking about, right? So if you did, all that was a lie, right? So I want you back? No. No one will want someone lying to them all that time back, right? You're just insane and crazy, right? And obsessed with me to fuck me on the side and make me your sidecock. But that's all I was a sidecock to you, right? You weren't in love with me. You made me feel like you wanted someone else instead. But you couldn't have him either, right? And who would that be? Your stepdad. And he would fuck you till I broke up with you, right? That's what I think happened too, right? He knew what you were doing with both of us, but I didn't, I know. And see, that's the point. You're not supposed to be your stepdad who had 2 children with your mother either. Crazy. And I'm just hoping that's a hypothetical there too, because I can't confirm either story. But I do find it odd that Patrick William Harrison, or William Patrick Harrison, whatever his name is, Patrick William Harrison, doesn't have a driver's license. And I can't find him in any state, right? When I do a search for his name in all states, right? Where's his driver's license, Maribel? Or did you make that up too, right? Is that a lie? Is that a sham? Or are you something you're not there too, right? See, you're the one lying to me, not me, you anyway. Well, no one likes to date a liar. Not after 17 months or 3 years after or whatever, right? When you started telling me that shit, right? I didn't want to know all that, right? Or hear all that from you. What was that even about, right? Are you transgendered or something? I mean, other than that, I don't know what you're talking about, right? And that's the only other possibility. You're a Filipino transgender person, right? And lied to me. But you had the full surgery somewhere between the Philippines and Virginia, right? Before you met me, right? That's a final possibility that you're lying about, right? But it's just what? A possibility, right? Only you know your truth. Only you know what you lied to me about. And if you're a liar, I don't want you anymore. Who needs a liar in their life? I had enough of that with Daphne, Sheena, and all the other girls, right? You were all mean to me. Didn't even give me a chance. Within a month, Sheena done broke up with me, and I didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. How did I go overboard? And I said, do too many Bible studies, right? I know what she's talking about, right? Unless my shipmates interfered in it, right? Which I'll figure that too, right? Because they got in the mail first, not me, right? In fact, I got 2 to 3 letters from her, then she quit writing me altogether, right? So I started writing her more, right? Trying to figure out what was going on, right? And they also told me I could send her free letters, and see when she sent them all back, right? Well, guess who still got the letters first? They did, right? I came to the division with all my letters I sent to her back on the ship. They thought I didn't use a stamp, and that's why it didn't go through. No. It was ship to ship. You don't have to use a stamp ship to ship either. But the thing is, you didn't know that, right? But you also would get your letters and separate them from my letters. That's why I didn't know what was going on there. Still, Sheena, sorry. You just don't want to believe it, do you, right? Well, you didn't witness any of that shit either. I don't know what it's like on your ship, like I keep telling you. And I don't know if your mail is delivered by one person like it was on mine, where everyone can see it in the division, right? And know you're getting mail too, right? And if you don't want to believe that, fuck off too, right? I'm over you too, right? I was never infatuated with you. I was trying to do the right thing because we had sex, period. And I didn't want you to think I was just marrying you because you were pregnant or not either. But I never was mean to you until I got your breakup letter as Tina or something, right? When you used the name Tina. Well, they didn't even probably know that was you either. They let that one get through, right? So even if you were writing me and they started, blocking your mail to me, I don't know. And that's the problem there too, right? I was only, for the first couple of days, the mail got through, right? But after that, it got weird, right? For the rest of the month, right? Now, the first couple of days, they didn't even know who Sheena was, right? If she was real or fictional, and I guess that's why your first couple of letters got through, right? But after that, that's when it went weird on us, right? I didn't get any more letters from you, and I just kept writing you and sending you to the Bible studies, and that was all. But anyway, and the worst case scenario is Sheena was messing with me and all this, right? Including telling Daphne to send Amanda in there to me. And I hope not, but like I said. All I would do is ask her who showed her that, period, right? Daphne, because I know the child ain't supposed to be in there with me at all, right? And either way, she's, half dressed in there with me, and I wonder what the hell's going on. Who showed you that, right? Whether she was up close to me or far away, right? And you got to witness if I had sex with her or not, too, or licked her or whatever, or undressed or whatever, right? You got to see that, right? If you didn't see that, it never happened. It never happened. You can't say it happened. You can't say it happened. And like I said, you can't say she didn't go all the way over there to me, because that would be real weird on you. You can't send her in there to your 24-year-old husband sleeping on the couch and see if she goes over there to him or not, right? Which is the point. If she does, who's it on? You, Daphne. Not me. See, that's placing blame, right? Gina's trying to blame me why she broke up with me when I never changed my character, right? She changed hers because of someone else. I thought it was either the redhead or my shipmates, right? I thought someone was interfering in the relationship somehow, right? I knew that. But I didn't know who exactly it was, right? See, that's the problem too. And see, if she believed the negative letters or me, right? Well, I mean, she didn't even give me a chance. She just believed them, that was the real me and not who I really was when we met on the island, right? Because she's a deviant sex partner, right? She went deviant in her thoughts towards me, though I never went deviant in my thoughts towards her. See what I mean? See what I mean? And it's not her skin color thing. It was just she bowed to my shipmate's letters and thought that was me, right? Now, if she really looked at it, right, probably wasn't even the same handwriting, right? She probably threw them all away, like I said. None of that was making sense to me. And I just kept trying to reach her and write her, right? That's until 9 months passed, and I was sure she didn't get pregnant or anything, and then I let it go. I let it go. Because even then, there's only so long you can write someone before you have to let it go, too. I wrote her less than a year, right? Trying to reach her, trying to talk to her, trying to open up a dialogue to see if she would calm down herself from different locations, including when I was at the hospital, right? I kept writing the ship, right? But then I stopped, right? After I met Daphne, right? Cut all ties with her, too, right? That's what you're supposed to do to a point. That's not harassment. That's trying to figure out what happened there and why she's acting so crazy. And I also know women that are pregnant can be hormonal, right? And act crazy suddenly too, right? So I didn't know what was going on, right? All I know is I was in the dark mainly, and that's when I found out about the Gnostic Gospels and wrote her about not being raped. Either one of us. But that was a protection spell, not to hurt you, right? Or me. That's so neither one of us will be raped or tricked into having sex with anyone else either. Sort of the point of all that. Which I've read all that to you too on earlier videos, right? That's why you can tell if you actually read it that it was a protective spell, similar to what when Abraham was praying for Sarah when she was under the Pharaoh's control, right? That she wouldn't betray him, right? I'm sure he was. And God responded in kind by sealing the wombs of the Egyptian women that they couldn't bear their children. Shit like that. He even gave the Philistines bulls their private parts. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? That's where I was taking that from, you know, right? If you actually read the Bible, it can go dark. real quick. But a lot of people don't even read it, right? But I'm over you too, right? My cry over you. Oh, cry. See, my character don't change, you know. Even if yours does. You come make a bitch. I don't care if you're black or white, you can be a bitch. Not even giving me a chance, right? Making up your mind who I really was and wasn't. I'm some kind of two-faced motherfucker who was just trying to screw you out and get over on you and have a one-night stand with you. That's all you gave me too, right? Right. And I accepted that and had to move on after 9 months, right? So I moved on when I got back to base and started getting over you anyway. I was just trying to do the right thing for at least until I got back to port, right? I'm trying to be your faithful boyfriend the best I could, right? Even though I knew someone was interfering and I didn't know who, right? And you sure as hell weren't going to tell me, so it's over now. You got what you wanted, right? Get over me, right? If you can. Alright, that's enough for now. Y'all have a nice day. Bye-bye.